Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're about to go over the new patch notes where we put everything into one video and I go over my thoughts on it. Let's get into it, guys. Alright, so getting right into it, we got game mode adjustments. All the stages are now available on offline player 1 versus player 2. This is really cool because back in the day, Tenkaichi players, what did we do? We did LAN parties. I don't know if a lot of people know what LAN parties are anymore, but we did LAN parties, which essentially means you would go over to your friend's house and we would sit there on split screen and play together, and it was a lot of fun. I think a lot of people, especially a lot of the older generation, missed that. So this is really cool that we can play on all the stages now, not just Hyperbolic Time Chamber. So that has been changed. Functionality adjustments, battle setup, a function allowing you to change your character's display method has been added. The My Sets function has been added to team members. So apparently you can have your own presets and the character UI has been changed. From what we figured out from looking at it, the character selection screen, whenever you select, let's say, first form Frieza, it's going to give you all the forms instead of putting all the forms on the main page, so you have to like cycle through 182 characters. Well, that's really annoying. So what they did is they made it to where only the base modes are there, and then you could select the transformation that you want, or at least that's what we know from a few days ago. We have not opened the game yet for this patch. So rank match and player match, you can now skip through battle animations. Requires both people to input the skip command. Thank God. It's like one of those, like, don't get me wrong, the command, it's cool, right? Cinematics are cool, but a lot of players play the same characters and a lot of players play against the same characters, and whenever you see the same animation 1,000 times, it gets old. So it's like it was really cool at first. Now the more you play the game, it's just starting to get old. So having the skip option is really nice. Player match, you can now set your team to hidden or revealed to your opponent while editing your team. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, depending on if you're playing with friends or playing against randoms, I guess. But I think that's really cool. It's like it's just more options. Like more options is better. Custom battle mode. Text can now be sorted alphabetically. Thank Jesus. Because this right here, this is a big change, guys. Like for the custom battle group, when you go and you select captions and you see there's 5,175 captions in there, and you have to sort through these things and you don't know what filters to use. Whew, oh gosh. So that's actually a lot bigger than people think. I know if you're just a multiplayer person that just you never play offline, you wouldn't know, but yeah, that's big for the custom battle community. Options, you can now set the battle camera distance to be closer. I wonder how that works with giants. Can we get like first person view? But then would you see them because they're so like low down at your kneecaps? Or like how does that work? I need to know for giants, So anyways, all right, so let's go on to the next. Battle system adjustments. High speed dragon dash. New action. Is that new? The new quick movement action, high speed dragon dash, where you can quickly move towards your opponent, has been added. Perform using R2 and holding the X button. That was allowed. Maybe it's like super fast dragon movement. Okay, so I think what they did is they took the regular dragon dash and they just made it faster. That's what I'm getting here. Smash attack. You will no longer be stunned when being hit by a rush key blast while you're charging a smash attack. When charging a smash attack during a rush attack, charge time reduction based on the hit count has been increased. So a lot of this patch is going to be nerfing longer combos for some reason. So I'm pretty sure the longer your combo is, the longer it takes to charge your smash attack. So rush key blast the time between being able to fire the next rush key blast after firing the maximum consecutive amount at once, different for each character, has been increased. Well, that's good because if you essentially if you had a character that had a limit of 4, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and like that the gap between those two sets of numbers is just not enough, you know. So that's good. I think that was needed. Rush Key Blast Deflection. You can now move while deflecting Rush Key Blast. Well, I mean, we could already do that. So, not sure what they're meaning there. All right, so the next is steps. You will no longer be able to be hit by certain attacks immediately after performing a step. Rush Key Blast, Smash Key Blast can now also be evaded. For steps, I mean, steps are already really good. I mean, they don't take any key whatsoever. I really like to see the high speed movement be buffed a little bit, but they're really good already. So, I mean, the fact that they're making it better, you're going to see this more and more in the competitive scene, 100%. Z Burst Dash. Okay, this is the dash that goes super fast and goes around your opponent, right? So the amount of key consumed when activating has been increased. Okay, so that's a red flag, right? So because there is a lot of people that's using Z burst dashes, and yeah, so that's I think that hurts a lot of people, especially the people that want to use blasts a lot. I, I'd rather see it take more key in I'd rather see it take key while in sparking. I don't really care so much about when you're not in sparking, but definitely might make Z dash secrets a better item as well, depending on how much the key consumption it was increased. Burst Smash. Key will no longer be consumed when activating it, and instead will consume an amount based on the distance traveled. Interesting. I'm guessing Burst Smash is where you like time it and your punch and you hold it for a certain amount of time so that way it like teleports you in front of the person and hits them. Yeah, I'm thinking that's what Burst Smash is in this game. So the next one would be Blast. Damage has been increased when using Boost. Well, that's ridiculous because I mean, granted, like it gives you more incentive to use Boost. I get that, but at the same time, like Blast damage should be cut in half already. It's just ridiculous. So Z Search. Z Search will no longer lose track of your opponent when characters are swapped. You will now quickly regain sight of your opponent if they enter your line of sight from the front when the Z Search is not locked on to them. That's good because I'm sick and tired of having to like have my character like look left, look right, and looking around for wherever their character is. Like it's really annoying. I want to get back to the fight, but I mean I know some people's strategies is that, but at the same time it's just really annoying, to be honest. So I'm glad they upgraded the Z Search. All right, Z counters. Okay, here's where so Z counters is the one where like you vanish, I vanish, you vanish, I vanish, you vanish, I vanish, and apparently the input window has been shortened, so it's even harder. Z counter will now become more difficult to perform if performed consecutively. Interesting. So that means if you vanish, I vanish, you vanish, I vanish, it's going to get continuously harder until we just can't use it anymore. So that's interesting. Key consumed has been increased when successfully performing a Z counter. Okay, so essentially it penalizes you more for a Z counter. Skill count increase has been reduced when successfully. Okay, that's good. Thank God. Like, because like the biggest issue in this game is blast and skills. Like, so the fact that your skills don't go up as fast for something like that, because that was a big deal. If you have a Z counter exchange where you vanish them, they vanish you, you vanish them, they vanish you over and over, then essentially that would just give people like free skill points. And yeah, so that being nerfed is really good. Revenge counter. So skill count consumed when using perception against revenge counter has been reduced from 2 to 1. Rush attacks during sparking mode. Gradual damage reduction of consecutive hits has been increased. So I wonder if that right there is probably the penalty function. So it depends on like how many penalties you get. So I think that's because there's not really a penalty for consecutive hits. It's every time you change what type of hit you're doing, that's when your penalties are enacted. The first two changes are free. Every change after that's 10% up till 80%. So combos, the final attack of aerial combos and aerial slash combos will no longer be interrupted by guarding. Well, that's good. Right. Character switch. Health auto recover on standby characters have been reduced. This is major. Thank God. So that's actually going to help out the transformational characters, which is kind of scary in a way. But the, yeah, because essentially the meta was to switch as much as possible because you gain so you gain one health bar every 60 seconds, right? However, if you had four characters on standby that were all healing, that is essentially one health bar every 15 seconds because you have to divide it by four, right? So like that's just absolutely ridiculous. So it's a good thing that they changed that. That's Z Burst Dash Giants. Yes. Oh, please, please murder it. The tackle done by the giant characters during a Z Burst Dash is now guardable. What? Giants officially not as good. Like just not as good. Like that right there was that is literally the only issue with Giants, and now it's blockable. That is awesome. So this right here just took a big dump on Giants by itself. I don't care if they don't touch Giants in any other way. That right there just made it where Giants are, the viability of Giants just drastically reduced. Drastically. Skill adjustments. Skills that cause instant sparking, so instant sparking skills, right? Skill count have been increased. So they used to be 3, now they're 4. After image strike, oh thank God. Thank you, Jesus. After image strike, effect duration has been reduced to 10 seconds. So it used to be 15, but now it's 10 seconds and will be removed if your opponent uses perception while you are under the effect. What? Oh, yes, that is. Thank you. Like, it's like one of the biggest things ever. I really like that second part. Will be removed if your opponent uses perception while you are under the effect. Nice. False courage. Skill count consumed increased from 1 to 2. This doesn't really do a whole lot. Please increase it to 3. But that being said, I mean, it's a start. So what this essentially does is instead of them being able to spam false courage with something else, like let's say baby Master Roshi or like, you know, normal form Master Roshi, he has after his strike, which was a 3, and he had false courage, which was a 1, so he could essentially use them together, so that way he has after him his strike and he's not affected by key blast, right? So like there's a ton of other examples with false courage, but now it's a 2 and a 4, and he only can have 4 skill points, period. So therefore there's no way for him to use them at the same time. Another thing to go back over the instant sparking that's really good is the fact that people can't use instant sparking, do a ultimate, and then instant sparking immediately again. Well, I mean, yeah, because it's going to take a little bit of time because you can only have up to, I think, 6. There might be a 7 character, but I know there's no character with 8 skill points. So I think that the max is 6. So you could go 3 into another 3, but you can't go 4 into another 4, if that makes sense. That being said, if they have, all 6 points, and then they use a 4, it goes down to 2. It only takes them 30 seconds to get back to a 4, and then they're in sparking mode for essentially 15 seconds. So really, yeah, that's cool, but they have to be at max skill points to pull that off, which is usually unlikely. Okay, so False Courage is nerf. Technique, all I need is 5 seconds. I think that's with Super Saiyan 4, right? The consumption of skill stock has been changed from 3 to 2, and the increase in status at the time of use has been increased. So, I mean, it's essentially it's a better version, which is good. It needed a little bit of help, so I'm all good with that. Another good thing that I like is the skills that increase stats in general. The fact that the skill count has been decreased from like 2 to 1, that's really nice. Stardust Barrier, you can now activate it while receiving melee attacks from the front. I'm pretty sure you could already do that, but maybe they allow you to do it with less stun frames. Like, for example, if they're doing a rush string, maybe you could just interrupt the rush string period, because now you have to wait until they do like a smash attack in order to do Stardust Barrier. So maybe that's what they're talking about with that. All right, blast adjustments. Hopefully we got some nerfs, because they really need some nerfs. Blast, long range blast and ultimate blast, so both. Speed has been reduced. That's technically a nerf, so that's good. Like, they are like wicked fast. Like, it's almost instant. Super Vegito, final Kamehameha, ki consumed, and damage has been increased. Okay, so essentially they want to consume more ki, but they also want to reward you with more damage because it consumes more ki. I mean, that's pretty simple. Goku Mini, quick rush. Trajectory now can be changed while rushing. Okay. I don't really use Goku Mini, so I'm not going to be able to talk to you guys about that one a little bit. Present Bomb, increase ending lag after activation. This is actually really good. So hopefully it's not going to change Mr. Satan. Like, it's really, he's still really bad. So yeah. All right, character adjustments. Android 19 and Dr. Gero. So these two characters specifically are the key drain androids. So health and ki amount absorbed on successful throw has been adjusted. I think that means lowered because it's pretty cracked. Dragon Dash, Quick Ascend, and Quick Descend now consume ki. That's huge, guys, because I don't think a lot of people know this, but the character class Ki Drain Android takes no ki to dash whatsoever. So whenever they try like a Dragon Dash, a Ascend or Descend, it literally takes 0 ki whatsoever, which is really broken because of what you saw in the grand finals of the France tournament, where they were just going up and down all day long, right? Cell second form. You can now escape the throw. Well, first off, you could escape it before anyways. You would just super counter it, right? But now you can essentially tech the throw. So I think instead of a heavy throw, now it's probably faster, and now you could probably tech it. So it's been moved to a faster throw. Yeah, so that really Cell second form wasn't good already. Now it's really not good. So cooler, the amount of health restored upon transformation is increased. I hope you guys know, like, we're going to be coming out with information on like the spreadsheets, which you can find on our Patreon, and we'll also put all these patch notes on our website, sparkingzerometa.com. That being said, we're going to make changes to all the characters, and I think Prince was talking to me as something to have like a before and after characters, like for the changes. That way you could see what it was before and after the change. I think that'd be like super cool. Yeah, so that's some stuff that we're working on. All right, giant characters increase the time it takes to charge a smash attack and reduce its power. Okay, so that's pretty good because it used to do like 5,000 damage, which is half a health bar, and it wouldn't take very long to charge it. That being said, if you guys are having struggle, or if you're struggling with this, just spam the sidestep button, and there's no close area, so you're gonna short dash around them, and then hold your punch while you're dashing around them, and it will rip the armor right off of them, and then you can just hit them like a normal character. So yeah, let's just do that. It'll miss every time. So I don't think that was needed, but I mean, hey, I guess it helps a little bit. So we have improved performance and ease of use. Okay, so that's whatever that means. So this update is required for online use. So to play online, you have to update the game. Internet connection is necessary to apply the update. I mean, that's self-evident. It has also been identified that playing online on Windows 11 version 24H2 and different operating systems may result in communication errors. We are currently working on this fix to resolve the issue. We hope you enjoy Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Thank you for your support. This was wrote by Bandai, and we got this information off of the Steam. So we really appreciate all of Bandai's support. And you know what this should show you guys? Like they're paying attention. They're paying attention, guys. Like that's what matters, you know? Like these changes are really good. There's definitely some big changes that we still need, like the sword glitch with Trunks and all the sword characters. Charge Key Blast Infinites, they need to be just taken out of the game completely. Skills and blasts are still too strong in my opinion, but this made it so much better. So like I'm really appreciated that, you know, that they're paying attention to us and all that like that, because a lot of games don't get that support. So I really appreciate Bandai and Namco for that. And honestly, Bandai really stepped up their game, because used to they wouldn't give you patches like this in the older games. Like if we're talking 10 years ago, Bandai, they just said, well, you got what you got, so there you go. We're gonna work on the next one, we'll fix it there. You know, that's essentially what they did. They just abandoned their games. Now it seems that they're paying more attention, they're trying to be more active with the community, and I think that's the whole reason for the tournament too, so that way they could see what's wrong with the game at a competitive level, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, Bandai Namco, but definitely check them out at their main website, and check us out too at Sparking Zero Meta. We're just trying to make your experience with Sparking Zero the best it can be. If you guys want to join the Patreon, we started out at $3, but we have like a few other things, and that's essentially allowing you to view our spreadsheets, but also allows you to train with us. You know, like for the $5 options, you get to train. We train together every Thursday, where we get a competitive group of players. I'm a Z rank. We have some other Z ranks in here as well that are going to share their knowledge and help you learn and get better and get you to Z rank. And if you're already a Z rank, don't worry, we all work together and get better together. So yeah, come join us. Other than that, guys, I will see you guys in the next one.